Hello, everybody. We hope you're having a great week. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there.
Everybody.
Hope you all are doing well. I'm going to scroll back in the chat a little bit. Hi, Dark Lord Menet. Great to see you. Hope you guys had a great week. Robin Hood Homestead. So good to see you guys. Joe Fix It For You. Hello. Gail Southern Living. So good to see you. Let's see. Lazy Days Ahead. I saw you just entered the live stream too. Dee's Garden Adventures. Sorry, I forgot how to read for a sec. Dee's Garden Adventures, thank you so much for being here. Hope you had a great week. Troy Sutton, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. It all adds up, and hold on, I haven't found another one yet. And Grace NYC, thank you guys so much for being here. We hope you guys are doing amazing. Lorrie's World, so good to see you. Hope you and yours are doing well. Excited to interview you a little bit later. Mike's Chaotic Gardening, thank you so much for being here. Got hair in my eyes.
What are you interviewing?
We're interviewing Lorrie. Sorry, Bunky asked a question. But yeah, tonight we're going to be interviewing Lorrie's World. She has been our friend for maybe 4 or 5 years now, a very long time. And it's been a pleasure to get to know her and her family. And she's been trying to learn to garden for over that amount of time. And she's done some very, very cool things. And so we're very, very excited to learn about what's worked for her, what hasn't, and anything that she finds interesting. So it'll be super cool to hear from her. I hope you guys all at home had a really great week. Don't forget to call your moms. It is Mother's Day. And to any of the mothers in chat, thank you so much for everything you guys do. And we hope you are having a great day. Okay, I had no updates for this week. Other than that, for future giveaways, I am completely out of the Rainbow Seeds giveaways. So there will be no more of that. Other than that, I didn't really do much. I did a ton of mailing. I hadn't done mailing in the past couple weeks because we just hadn't gotten to it. But every entry video except Mike's Chaotic Gardening had their seeds sent out. But then we were looking at the videos this week because he made an entry video this week, but he already has seeds.
So I think that was an update video and he just put it in the entry.
Oh, okay. That would make more sense because like we definitely sent him seeds. But it was in the entry video category, so it confused me for a little bit. But to my knowledge, everybody who should have seeds has their seeds.
Or has their seeds on their way.
Or has their seeds on their way. I did most of the giveaways, the seed sending as well, but I'm out of the rainbow seed ones.
Yes.
Let's see. Not for Nothing Homestead. Hi, how are you doing? I even used the webpage to show I updated. Awesome. Did you catch that one, Dark Lord?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, thank you to everybody who's using the webpage form. I like getting the email. It makes me very excited. Are you okay? Yeah, we're actually going through a little bit of a sickness again.
Yeah.
I caught something on Sunday, like the day after the Adele show. I got something, and then I'm just getting over it yesterday. Hi, our treasured home. So good to see you. Trie apparently had it like all week, and she didn't tell anyone, so we just assumed she wasn't sick.
I was just handling it better.
No, because like everybody else was miserable, and you just like you weren't sick.
I got it after both you and Bunky got it, so I already knew what all the symptoms were gonna be and how to handle them.
Yeah.
Because like, you just didn't drink water or eat food because your throat hurt.
No, I was miserable. I didn't eat for like a day.
And she didn't drink much water either because her throat hurt a lot.
Yeah, it was.
So when I started getting my throat hurting, then I just started drinking a ton of water, and I ended up being pretty fine.
So this being stuffed up, we were on a walk actually, like just before this, and so I'm having an allergy issue. But I am feeling better. I'm feeling better though. I can breathe, which is great. I wasn't able to do that for like 3 days, and then when I could, it went to my asthma, so then it got worse. But it was fun. It was so fun. Hey, Troy. Okay, I think that was all I had. So,
bring him in the house.
Reminder that Bushcraft Family may or may not make it a little later tonight. He has some scheduling conflicts. If you would like to keep him in your prayers, we encourage you to do so. Hey, Jen's Hobby Nook. So good to see you. Mullen tea helps. Yeah, I did a little bit of tea. I don't like tea, though. It's like I'll fight people to not have tea. That would be great.
Something. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Lazy Days Ahead. I just fixed that. There we go. One of these days it's not going to do that, but
Sometimes you just have to sacrifice to get better. And drink tea.
yeah, but I could also suffer, and that's just as good.
Oh no.
It's not like I have anything else to be doing. I am on summer break.
Lucky.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
We're doing awesome. We're getting ready for our trip, so we've been really busy.
Nice.
She's already harvesting.
So these are the Roma tomatoes.
That's so cool.
These are the green beans. Which is
awesome.
not one of the seeds, but
Yeah, but that's so cool.
picked a cute couple. These are the sugar snap peas.
I love those.
Cool.
And these are not the tomatoes either, but these are yellow pear tomatoes.
Ooh.
I'm kind of disappointed on the flavor. I thought the flavor would be a lot better, but it's not. But anyway, so I started harvesting.
Maybe you picked them too early.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
They're yellow. They're yellow. But anyway, everything else is doing good.
Awesome.
But these bad boys are the bomb right here.
The sugar snap
Oh,
peas, yeah.
Those are
Use
great.
these right off the tree.
Nice.
Bush.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there it is. Dee's Garden Adventures. I think I said hi to you, but hello if I didn't. We did try growing yellow tomatoes for a bit, and they don't taste as good in my opinion, just because it's not as acidic. It's more of a mild tomato, but it works really good if you have like an acid issue. Our grandma loves those. Hey Taz, good to see you. Yeah, we should
they're
try it.
they're lower in acid.
Yeah, it's a lower acid content. So it's
Oh.
easier on the digestive system or the bladder, like depending on what's acting up.
Interesting. See, we learn something new all the time from you girls. You guys are amazing.
You can teach an old dog new tricks.
He's talking about himself.
Oh no.
And what have you girls been up to? Have you planted anything outside?
No.
Everything's still
What?
inside. I think
It's
we're
next week.
Next week. We're like right there. Next week we're out of the danger zone.
Okay.
Are you
So
still
you guys
getting
are
cold
like
weather?
Yeah, it gets cold
It
at
gets
night.
kind of cold at night.
Today was nice though. It hit like 86.
71.
Oh, wow.
It was 86 according to the church.
Wow.
Bunky's trying to say that it was 71 because it was 71 in the car with the AC.
Yeah, so we're seeing you guys all picking your tomatoes and stuff outside, and we have all of our plants right here.
We had a flower on our peppers and we plucked it. I don't think that counts.
It's not plucked. It's still right there. You can grab it.
I don't see it.
It's white.
I know that's hard to do though. The first flowers to take them off. It's like, oh,
I know. But it's not going to do anything good. Yeah, Dark Lord Mena is still in the 30s at night.
Wow.
It's
I'm sorry.
90? Dude.
That's why we live in Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be in the low 90s this week.
There's our pepper.
Aw, that's a pretty flower.
It is pretty. It's 87 in Minnesota.
87 in Minnesota. Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty hot for them.
Right.
We're 78. We're only at 78 today. It's been nice and breezy though today. It's a little bit cooler than it has been.
Really low humidity
Nice.
too.
That's awesome.
I can handle that all the time.
Right.
Okay.
The high humidity actually makes it worse. Like, just
Mm.
you feel more gross.
Yeah.
Troy says that yellow tomatoes are the only ones he can eat after his throat surgery. That makes sense. Christy Betts used to raise some yellow tomatoes for a neighbor. Hello, by the way. Happy Mother's Day.
Yep.
Someone turned on the fan outside. Okay.
Yeah, it's breezy.
Yeah.
That was the nice part about the walk. Like,
It was
we
really
went to a, what is it called?
farmer's market.
No, it's not a
Flea
farmer's
market.
market. It was like an outdoor flea market kind of thing. And so like everybody has their own booths and we were just walking through it. And you know, I was wearing my sweatshirt and she was wearing this because we like just got home. and she was baking. And our
She was wearing a hoodie and she was fine.
Our
And I was
current-
just like actually melting actively.
well, yeah, but our current theory is that she's closer to the sun.
Like 6 inches closer to the sun than she is. So
That's a good
But it really
one,
wasn't
yeah.
that bad,
So I still
and
went
the
out.
wind was nice, so like it wasn't that bad. But that was your excuse.
yeah.
I think that was a tall people joke.
It was. There were some puppies there too. We got to see a bunch of
there were a lot
puppies.
cute puppies.
Like everybody brings their dogs to
Did-
the flea market.
Did
So cool.
anybody there have a garden booth, or a plant booth?
Yeah, so
There were a few
it's
people
yeah,
that-
a lot of people do like produce booths. And so when we were when mom was doing what was it? Like tomato, she did a bunch of tomatoes and we didn't have enough from our garden. We went to the farmer's market and picked up like 3 pounds of, San
Whatever.
Marzano sized tomatoes. And then she was able to add it to the recipe because they just grow in bulk and then they try to sell it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Same with our farmer's market. We got one that's open every day,
Nice.
24/7. Not 24/7, but 24 every day except Christmas.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Is it indoor? Is it indoor?
It's outdoor. It's outdoor, but it's
It's
all
covered.
covered. Everything's covered.
Oh yeah. I forgot you guys don't get snow, so your winters aren't bad.
Yeah.
I think I would hate to do that.
Although we did get snow this last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it was like, okay.
Doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
364 days a year.
364 days a year.
Nice.
There
That's
you
cool.
go.
I have a long keeper tomato that is yellow. It tastes better than yellow pear. Very cool. And so by like long keeper tomato, do you like keep it over winter? Or what does that mean? I'm not sure what the yellow tomatoes I grew were. They came in a mixed pack of heirloom seeds. Cool.
Well, if they can
Well,
get
yeah,
get these tomatoes taste like M&Ms, I'm all in.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely tell.
Wow.
The
Ew.
texture would be weird.
Ew, my goodness.
Because it's shaped like a pear. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
M&Ms are gross though.
Neat.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the coordinators. Give me 2 seconds.
Xander says long keepers don't rot as quickly as regular tomatoes.
Oh, the tomatoes
Oh.
themselves. Now that
Two
is
ladies are in the house.
Hello.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Um,
you.
Happy Mother's Day.
So
All
much.
the
Are you
mothers.
have a cat?
It counts.
That counts.
It counts.
You're a
Yes.
cat mom.
It absolutely does. Yes, it certainly.
So I got a tripod.
I don't.
Oh, they're
You have
both
other-
in here.
You have other animals though, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You got to keep your
my
sister
day
in
has
mind.
been nice and relaxing.
Awesome.
Good.
A big weekend. Friday night, our son came with his family and took me out to dinner. Worth and I out to dinner for Mother's Day, which was very kind.
Awesome.
And then Saturday, I did my very first ever farmer's market.
Ooh.
Awesome. How'd that go?
Exciting. It went great.
Awesome.
And my daughter drove up and she got here late Friday, but she was here for the day Saturday to help her mama at the farmer's market. And it worked out great. So that was wonderful.
Awesome.
So those were my Mama Day gifts that were great.
That's awesome. Hey, Arc Wildman. So good to see you.
My day was quiet. Well, I was at the market all day, so
Ooh,
Oh, so
how'd that
you-
go?
You do markets all the time, right, Lorrie?
I just do one market, and it's a very small market, but I do it every week. Yeah, every Sunday.
Okay. Well, that's what this one is. It's fits in a little parking lot, just a little square parking
Yeah.
lot.
Super cool.
It's a little one,
That sounds
but
super fun.
Ours is a little indoor. It's actually in a little community hall thing center.
Very cool.
oh, fun.
I should do a video of it one day.
Yeah,
and
You
really
should. That'd be super cool.
see all through it.
Yeah.
That
Miss
was
Ann, is
good.
yours indoors or outdoors?
It's out. Most everything is outside. They do have a little store inside with a refrigerator with fresh eggs and grass-fed beef and some specialty oils and a few knickknacks and things like that. But most everybody has their own outside, and they're just now building pergolas so that you're not going to have a tent very soon.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Nice.
I kind of like a tent, but it is what it is. So my own
Yeah,
little
good.
space.
Yeah.
I do have a funny story to share with you about that. Because I have red on my shirts and tomatoes and all those kinds of things. I bought this really cool red tent, just a pop-up tent, and it was on sale. It was super cheap. Now I know why. And
That doesn't sound good.
we didn't put it up before we went. And it's not like regular tents. No, you have to. It's like putting together a trellis and then
Oh,
a cover over it. So
Oh, dear.
it's a lot of setup.
it is a lot of setup. So luckily, the people that are there have tents for their vendors, and they came in 2 seconds. Had one popped up. I mean, we could have
That's nice.
done ours, but
That's awesome.
it was quite the surprise to open the box, have everything
Right.
come out in like 4,000 different pieces.
Oh,
Right.
no.
Hello, Thrifty Endeavors and Adventures. Hope you're having a great Mother's Day.
Hey, Joe Fix It For You. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm glad to see everyone in here tonight.
Yeah.
That's great. We had a big week again in videos.
We did.
Yeah, you had 16 update videos this week.
Wow.
Yep, and a lot of them are shorts. A lot of
I
shorts.
must admit some.
A lot of
Lot of
shorts.
shorts?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a lot of shorts as well. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of shorts. I think yours, the off-grid world, is
Yeah,
that?
Lorrie at Off Grid World put up an update. Her tomatoes are looking fabulous. She was up potting them, and some of her herbs are looking really good. And then I just watched it this morning, but about halfway through, somebody walked into the room, and I was distracted through most of the rest of it. So I'll have to go back and I'll have to go back and watch it again. But yes, her garden is looking wonderful. She's still getting really cold nights. She was talking about having to put up. Well, I'll let you guys go and see what she's going to
Yeah.
and what she's going to do. I'm not going to tell you everything that was in her video. Go check out her channel. But it was fun, and she's still growing indoors because she is also still getting really cold temperatures at night. And so it's a challenge growing indoors when you start getting itch and everything wants to be planted because it's so big.
It is.
Not enough room.
Yeah. YouTube's
Yeah.
what YouTube want to do. That's for sure. I'm telling you, I'm
Yeah.
about to die to get all my stuff out. I do have quite a few things out there now.
Yeah. Well, and Liz,
Sorry. Not for nothing. Absolutely. If you would like to still join, we can definitely get your seeds to you. The only reason we were encouraging it early is because if you plant early, you can end up harvesting a little bit more before all your plants die. But absolutely. It's a super simple process to go get signed up. You just go to the website and then use the entry video form so that I know where you live and where to send your seeds. I mean that in the least creepy way possible.
But it comes off.
I know. It's just like, fill this form so I know where you live.
Yes.
I just need to know where to mail your seeds.
No biggie. Just
I won't
your
mention
home
previous
address, your bank
talking
account.
videos that
Right.
girl.
Yeah, they haven't been arrested for stalking yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Give her tongue.
Joe Fix It For You says, y'all hit that thumbs up.
And
Yeah,
and Ginger, over Not For Nothing, you'll need to send a $50 gift card to P.O. Box 3057, Pearland, Texas 77588, and that will cement your entry.
Yes.
There you go. That
3027.
Liz and Peter were both under the weather this week as well, and so they didn't put out a video, but they did say to say hi to everybody, and they'll be back in chat as soon as they're feeling better.
Oh, good.
Lori, I was going to ask you how them old farts are doing.
Yeah.
them little farts are hanging in there, but yeah, they've been staying home because they haven't been feeling well. They didn't want to spread it, so
Yeah.
That's
And
nice.
the garden is just growing, so I'm sure when they get back, they'll have a fabulous update.
There you
Right.
go. That's right. That sounds good.
Yeah.
And, we
That's it in
purchased.
Canada.
I
No
hope they feel
updates
better.
from me.
Okay, thank you, Lori.
No,
Thank
I'm
you,
coming,
Lori.
but
Well,
Yay,
it's
Canada.
yay, Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, go Canaders.
Canada.
Canada.
Canners.
That's what we are, the
That's
Canaders.
fun. Well, we had a bunch of them that were in the southern region, but Trey, you had even more in the northern region this week.
Did have a lot.
And so, if I may, go over some of the
Yeah.
southern region.
Go for it.
All right. We have Resourceful Living, and they did fabulous. They did a short on oregano that's gone crazy, a short on their garden designs where they have blackberries and how to trellis them. They did a short, y'all, you need to go to Resourceful Living. In fact, I've been told it might be as pretty of a garden as the Land of Plenty. I don't know that yet because that's my garden, but they did a night vision of their garden and it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Really, really pretty. I mean, it looked like a park that you would walk in and relax, and it just looked beautiful.
Her garden is so perfect, it makes me sick.
It is ideal, and you could tell that they spent a lot of time and a lot of love out there. There's grape jams. Happy Mother's Day to you too,
Happy
honey.
Mother's
Hey, great
Day.
jams. Happy Mom's Day.
Yeah.
They did another short on tomato time, doing all their tomatoes and having a lot of fun, and their long update video, which I really appreciated. She had a ton of things in her garden, but she specifically did her update on survival seeds plants. You could see some of the other things in the background, but it was mostly really talking about the survival seeds. And she starts out in the greenhouses. She used pots and grow bags and outside raised beds. And it has a beautiful fenced in garden to keep the deer out, I'm sure. But she is growing. She's a growing machine at the Resourceful Living in Arkansas. So please check out Resourceful Living in Arkansas. And here's another Arkansas gal. Simply Jan Homestead. She did her video. This time was kind of blog style. She took us along a little snippet for one day and a snippet for another day and a snippet for another and another. And it was great. She said that the reason why her beets don't grow very well for her is because they know that she doesn't like them. So they just have it out for her because she doesn't like to eat them. But her husband does. So she is companion planting some beets and she shows how she companion plants. She's also transferring her inside plants outside that already have fruit on them. And I want you to see how she did it. Because sometimes it's difficult when you have your plants that are actually putting off beans or little tomatoes or something like that to actually get it in the ground. And she said, I'm not going crazy with tomatoes this year. I'm just not. And so I said, okay, she's planting like me. Because normally we have 20, 30, maybe sometimes 40 tomato plants. And this year we're not having but maybe 10 or maybe 20. Just depends on how well they do. And a couple of her things failed, but that old saying, if at first you don't succeed, plant and plant again. So we got to see everything that she accomplished all in a week's time. And that was a lot of fun. She changed clothes and showed us the weather for the different days. That was cool.
Yeah.
Deanna from Dee's Garden Adventures in Alabama. That girl's got some weather going on. And she had a short, Lisa, her tomatoes are blushing too. So she was able to pick some of her tomatoes that are blushing. Oh no, I just love it. It's so fun. It's so
Fabulous.
fun. She was saving a couple of them to be able to save the seeds on. And she can show you how she protects her plants. She has a cover that she has purchased and how she has attached it with things she already had around the house to be able to protect her pumpkin plants, I believe it was. And then she did a full garden tour. And I'm tickled that she's already picking tomatoes. She's mindful to save seeds, one of every plant, which is kind of what our survival seeds platform is all about, saving your seeds so you can have seeds for the next year. Texas, Gales. Oh, so go see Dee's Garden Adventures, Deanna, out of Alabama. If you're anywhere close to that growing zone, she can show you how to do it with stuff you already have. So that's Dee's Garden Adventures, Deanna. Now we're heading down to the great big old state of Texas. We got Gail Southern Living coming in here, and Gail Southern Living did a mail call. Yeah, that big old sweet Texas sun. She got her Survival Seeds 2025 t-shirt. Looks adorable. She got big bright red t-shirt. It was awesome. And she got mail that she had won seeds from Lorrie from It All Adds Up, and Bob from Robin Hood Homestead. I can't get tongue out of the way of my teeth to see to talk. And they sent her a ton of seeds, man. That was awesome. So that was one video. And then her longer video, she had a garden tour, and she has really worked on planting protective plants around her, all around all of her plants. You can go and see how she did it. She's got flowers and regular garden vegetables and things that are supposed to be protective in every section of her garden. Anything that is susceptible to those bad bugs, she's trying to outsmart those bad boys. So that was wonderful. And with some herbs. So that's Gail Southern Living in Texas. We're going to slip over to Georgia for a minute at the Bull's Garden. He's such a hoot. I'm crazy about him. Hey, everybody, it's the Bull here. He grows so much in little places, but his beets are already growing. They're already coming out of the ground. They're already swollen. And I'm thinking it's wonderful. And his beans, he companion planted his beans and his tomatoes are kind of hiding in those beans right this minute, but they're going to take over soon. They're going to pop up and pop out on those posts that he's put up for them. And he has thought out his garden in just about every detail because he plants very close together, but utilizes the types of plants, how big they grow or how small they are, or who needs sun or who needs what kind of soil and what kind of fertilizer, so that he can get the most in a small space. And that man's going to have a food for us before we know it. And that's the Bull's Garden in Georgia. And we have Crystal's Pets and Plants. Now, Crystal is in Kansas. And Trie, I'm not sure. Kansas is right on the line. So I just sort of took Crystal right on over from you, honey. I don't know.
I think she might be yours. I'm gonna look at the map. You keep going.
Okay. Well, Crystal is as her channel says, pets and plants. She has lots of pets, lots of fun, and her plants are still very small because in her area in Kansas, it's still cold. So she had them indoors. Everybody in the house has been sick, but she put them outside recently, and she's got normal struggles like normal gardeners. And in her little pot, she's got some sweet little blooms coming up, which is so fun to see your seeds develop into plants. So check out Crystal's Pets and Plants. Then we have Hanging Out in Angel's Garden. Man, that girl talked for an hour with us this time. She was doing all her things, shouting out channels like crazy, shouting out the Survival Seeds collaboration, shouting out everybody that's on the panel. It was wonderful. She did a little special shout out for me, which I really appreciate. Angel, thank you very much. That was really kind of you. And she had, you got to go see Hanging Out in Angel's Garden. You'll see in the very beginning of the video her sunglasses. I need a pair of them sunglasses because her sunglasses were mighty cool, mighty cool. And her intro makes you want to dance. And I said, she makes me feel like she's right at home. I sat and shared a cup of coffee while she was talking about everything in her coffee. She's got a heck of a garden in a tiny space, and she talks about how she fertilizes her garden. And Boo Boo, our kitty cat, which she's got about 20. I don't know. I'm kidding, but she does have a lot of cats around her because she takes in the neighbors' cats too. And Boo Boo is her COO, though he's in charge, and she instead of a patio where she had a covered patio for people, now she has a catio because the kitty cats can come in, got all the furniture covered, and a cat hotel. So that's absolutely amazing. And bringing up the final the piece de resistance is from Texas, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Lisa, I'm so proud of your garden. Oh, my God. When you're walking around and going, oh, we have so many tomatoes. And look, I have a little baby cucumber. And I've already gotten beans. And there's a yellow pear tomato over there, too. And I've got my beets are still growing, and the peppers are struggling a tiny bit, but they're going to come back. And oh, I was just hanging on every word, loving you showing us your garden. And this is Suburban Garden. Yeah, there you go. There's her bean.
Green beans, yeah.
No, these bad boys right here.
Sweet peas. They're sweet peas. Just right out of the garden. So that's
Oh, my
suburban
goodness.
living, suburban gardening at its finest. And you really should go check out Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa and see all of Lisa's work. She starts most of her things inside through hydroponics. And somehow, unbeknownst to me, because I haven't gotten that down yet, she manages to keep them all alive in transporting them outside. And then she's got all this food before the rest of us. So I'm a little jelly about Lisa's Jammin' Gardens. Thank you so much. And that is the Southern Region update of
Thank you, Miss Ann. The check's in the mail.
I'll
You
be
guys are
looking
getting
for that
paid?
$100 bill. Yeah, I don't trust
So, if I may, Kayla, can you go back up in the chat and put up Troy Sutton's last message?
I was literally about to.
Okay.
Congratulations, Silas. That's
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm going to say that. Congratulations.
That's super cool. Congratulations on graduating. And
No,
also
congratulations on selling 900 pounds of onions.
Yeah, that's awesome. Your trip to DC.
That's so cool.
Anybody can pass ROTC, but try selling 900 pounds of onions.
not true. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's super cool.
Congrats.
I wish you were closer. I would have bought several bags. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
On me.
Hats off, Troy. Hats off.
I know it makes you so proud, Troy. I know it just has got to make you smile.
That is awesome.
So we have the Northern Region.
Yeah, we had a lot of videos in the northern region this
Before you get started, hello, 2%. So glad you could make it.
People's Garden.
Hello. And anybody I missed, I think I missed a few. Auntie Jan, thanks so much for being here.
Oh,
Also, I'm going to
Christy
take a
Betts.
sec. Bushcraft is here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him up.
oh, yay! Good. Hi.
You're surviving?
Huh?
You're surviving?
Yeah. It was a doozy today. I ended up getting called into work. So
Okay. And we're going to play musical chairs for just a minute.
I'm trying. It's not doing it. I'm trying to switch him and Ann.
Yeah.
One-
And Charles,
There we go.
I
One-
loved your video, Charles. Loved it. It was great. From showing your garden and inside the plants that you have and how you make them grow so beautifully.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ruby Slippers, how do? Grace, NYC.
Hello. All right, Trey, you're up.
Okay. We did have a lot of videos in the northern hemisphere.
No,
The northern region. There we go. I forgot the word for a second.
we don't do the Northern
Yeah.
Hemisphere.
So Mike's Chaotic Gardening. He got his seeds and the bamboo plant label stakes that he won for being a collaborator. So he got those in the mail, and he showed all the seeds he's got, and he is going to be in part of the herb side of the collaboration. And so he got those seeds too. And his 7th seed is going to be the ground cherry tomato, which is super cool. I don't think we've never grown those, but those are really cool, and I have heard a lot about them, so that's super cool. And they showed all the barrels and the beds and all of the areas he's going to plant, where he's going to plant all of the different plants. That was a lot of saying the word plant.
Yeah.
And his tulips are up, which are beautiful. He's got beautiful, really tall tulips growing, even though the bunnies are getting at some of them. But congratulations on your seeds and your winnings. I can't wait to see everything growing as you get them planted. I'm very excited, and I'm glad that your seeds arrived. Let's see. Robin Hood Homestead made a quick garden update. He has some bleeding heart flowers. Now, I don't know if you guys know what those are, but those are really cool flowers.
I used to want one when I was in 5th grade.
I can remember when I first found out about them. I was in 3rd grade. And one of my classmates brought one of the flowers to school, and he put it in his desk. And he kept telling everyone in the class that he had a real bleeding heart in his desk. And no one was buying it. And then the whole class got to learn what the bleeding heart plant
You
was.
guys all got trolled.
We did. We really did. So that was really cool to see those growing. And he has white ones, too,
Ooh.
which is really cool. I've never seen the white ones. So that was really beautiful. And he's got some trellises he's going to set up, and some plants that are already growing really well. A lot of their plants are just getting so like tall and very planty.
Wow.
They're doing great. So congratulations. Your plants are looking beautiful, very green, very alive.
Very planty.
Yes.
That's right.
Guys, I'm getting over a sickness. And then It All Adds Up also put up a few videos, and yeah, their plants are just doing so beautifully, and they're growing to be so big. And some of her tomatoes are doing really nicely. She's got them all in a little tray in an area. It's really good. It looks really good. And they've got all of their new raised beds that are set up and filled. They've had this project going for a good bit. And so it's cool to see that they've got everything set up and filled with their dirt and their soil and everything, which is awesome. And she also put up a few shorts that had slideshows showing a lot of really cool pics in them. And those were really cool. So definitely go check out all their videos. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It all adds up, Lorrie. Peace.
But she did bring out a good point on one of her videos. And I can't remember if it was one of the long or the short, but I remember her talking about expense. She was saying, we spent a lot of money so far trying to get our garden. And I'm curious to find out how much she's already spent, because she said she was going to give a tally, or was thinking about giving us a tally of what she's invested so far for this garden season.
That first year can be, if you go like they did with all those garden beds and all that soil and all that mulch, it can be quite expensive that first year.
It can be a little bit spendy, but
4 years ago, it was like $40 a scoop for a load of garden soil. And then the next year it went up another $10. Every year it's gone up $10.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said I had my $400 tomato the first year.
Charles, is it the lighting, or do you have a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of thing going on?
I'm sunburnt.
Sunburn.
I'm outside all day.
Yeah, you're gonna be hurt tomorrow.
He's a working man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trie. We just took over it.
No, you're good. All good.
No, but I just want to say about the expenses she was talking about. One of the videos she talking about. It'd be curious to find out what everybody has, how much we've all spent this season.
Yeah,
Not
right.
counting
Getting your garden set up takes a while, or that first time you do it, it can be really expensive. But then once you've got everything set up, then it tends to be pretty worth it if you keep it going.
This season,
You don't have to pay all of that every year.
This season I haven't spent anything, I don't think, on my garden.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't spent much.
Ow.
Oh, I did. I bought some food for my hydroponic setup.
It includes a new bed.
But that's
Oh,
been
she
my-
says here she's in for $9,000.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That includes the new beds
Well,
and
but she bought those gold line raised beds.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
that'll
lined
do
with-
it. That's
Because, or maybe it was copper. Maybe it was copper. And they're lined with, because for that,
No, don't
Yeah.
mention copper. Somebody will come to steal them.
right?
yeah, really.
But
No,
the
I'm just-
soil may as well be made of gold when you put bagged soil in those
yeah.
things. For
Oh, the
sure.
bag soil. That's expensive.
Absolutely.
Once it's set up and it starts producing,
It's going to be great.
and you
Yeah,
just have to amend that soil.
Get
Every
learn
year.
on compost, because that compost will save you a lot of money.
It might fix it. Sorry if our screen is freezing. There's a couple people in chat who said that, but there's not much I can do about it other than open the window. So maybe that helped.
Yep. Your screen is frozen, honey, but we can hear you very
We can hear
clearly.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it would be frozen. I'm not having any lag on my end. Oh well.
Well,
Yeah, it's frozen.
Dark one?
You guys can't see it, but y'all are like
At
this.
least it's a good.
So let's keep going.
well,
Yeah.
Dark Lord Menet, he made a video about all of his updates. He's replanting his corn and started planting his cold crops, which is great. Because like once you're finally able to get outside and get some plants in the ground, it's really worthwhile. He planted, where'd I go? He got some wheat, beets, carrots, and radishes in the ground, and I'm super excited to see how things go now that he's out of the danger of serious frosts. And he also did an experiment with cinnamon for, I'm not going to tell you what the experiment was about. So you
Okay.
gotta go check out the video to see how the experiment went and what he was doing with it. But it was really cool, so go check it out.
Jesse,
Stop it.
he just need to stop.
We ain't gonna have it.
I was signing
And
for
then-
Joey. He says he can't, because he's hard of hearing, so I was signing for Joey. He can understand that.
I'm sure you probably offended him.
Oh, Joey.
Oh, you're
I'm off
singing.
on
Thank you, Jesse. I'm caught up now. You're welcome, Joey.
That is not. Brokefoot Bountifully Blessed put up a short showing her root crops in her garden. I think it was her greenhouse. And they're looking great. They're all growing really well, and it looks great. And she also made a separate video for her weird container garden, the collaboration by Gail Southern Living, and she had a super clever, like genius idea. Container.
I'm muted. Sorry.
Girl. She had a genius idea for her weird containers. And she actually reused something that like you would never like think to use, but that so many people have had an issue with it. And so she used like, those plastic drawers you get and then you put your crafting stuff in, and almost always they break. And then you just have these frames for them and the bins. She took those and she used that as her weird container. And that was genius. 'Cause,
Awesome.
like, those always break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you always have to get new ones. So, like, pretty much everyone has or has had at some point in time one of those. So, I thought that was a really genius idea. So, go check out those videos. And I think that was everything on my side of the United States of America.
On your side.
Yes. Ann and I are definitely
We're
have our own
sharers.
sections.
We're
We have our
sharing.
own sections of the United States that we own. in
That's
its
right.
entirety.
Southern and northern.
Yes.
Okay, well that was yay for the northern section of the US. That was fun.
Joey. That's what they said. They said yay.
Yay, yay.
Poor Lisa.
It's all day, folks. It's all.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Hey Terry.
Just kind of in one ear and out the other after a while.
That's really good. Now, girls, I don't know if you can because you're the leader of everything, but if you wanted to go out and come back in, and
We cannot.
Okay.
Not unless you guys all want to be kicked.
No, thank you.
And then the stream would end.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah,
be
that
it.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
cool.
I would.
No.
We're just gonna have to be tragically frozen for all of time.
So
Well,
because of that, I'm not going to put it on the interview layout
what
because
if
I don't know
you-
how ridiculous I look right now.
So what if you switch cameras? Let's say from the
I
camera
don't
you're
have
on
any
now
other
to-
cameras. This is just on board.
Yeah, this is just a.
You don't. Wow, that's weird.
Okay.
I can try to put it on standard resolution. I don't know. Why do I look like that?
I was just gonna say change the camera, but if you don't have another camera there,
What
Oh, I
about,
think-
from
Did that help?
laptop to
what about changing your settings, like flipping your camera or something?
I don't know. Are you guys seeing any changes? I just changed the
there
resolution.
you go.
Just
no.
back and forth.
You know what it was? I bet you got a phone call, and the phone call froze you up because that does to me on.
I quit all my stuff. This is just a laptop.
Oh, well, you both look lovely. So you're perfectly
Yeah.
fine as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys see my shirt? Look, I've been bothering Bunky with this shirt all day.
Something rose. We can't see.
It's lactose tolerant.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, toast.
It's got like tanks and stuff and cows.
so you're lactose tolerant, not intolerant. Okay.
I know. what
Bunky
you need to
absolutely
do.
despises it.
Well,
Nope.
Christy, that's awesome.
Double click your little frame of yourself and make yourself big. See there.
There you go. You
Oh,
unfroze.
yeah. Try your shirt again. Your shirt. Oh, you're to show off your shirt.
There you go.
Oh, now you froze.
Oh,
There you go.
You're doing great. You're great.
I'm just gonna leave it. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
If it's bothering anybody, I can turn the camera back off.
It does not bother anyone.
yeah,
No.
you got a little connection issue.
Oh no, I'm stuck making a sad face.
I'm trying to pull it up in another tab. Just like,
It's okay.
So, Miss Lorrie, you can't plug that in. I don't have anything for it. You can't. Hi, Garden Grub. Miss Lorrie, today we're talking about you and things that you've learned in the past couple years. So I did want to start it off with, what do you think is the most important thing you would go back and tell past you?
Squash.
Don't give up.
Squash.
Squash.
Or squash.
And learn to like squash. Yeah. No, probably like don't get frustrated. I had a lot of failure in the first several years of gardening.
Right.
But you
But
never
with every
gave up.
failure, I learned something and was able to do it better the next year.
Yeah,
You know,
awesome.
And now
Yeah, that is
I have a garden.
really
Right.
important.
That's so good.
Oh, and one of the most important things that I learned after my first year of gardening was feed your plants.
Oh,
You have to feed them. You can't
Mhm.
just expect them to grow without feeding your soil and your plants.
Oh, and
Um,
water them. That's important too.
Well, yeah, part I knew. That part I knew, but I didn't know that. Like I just put seeds in the ground and thought I was going to get beautiful, beautiful plants. I put
right.
in at the same time and I watered them and thought that was all I had to do, but that is not all you have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Seeds like different times for planting. All things you have to learn about in gardening.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't plant watermelon in January.
No,
And
no,
expect it
especially
to,
not outside.
yeah.
And then, of course, the first year, well, like I did garden. I gardened years ago, back when I lived in California. I grew a garden one year just because I lived somewhere where I could and I wanted to try it. And again, I just planted everything at the same time, and some stuff grew and some stuff didn't grow. And I didn't really, the next year I had moved and never saw that place with a garden again. So I never actually gardened again. It wasn't really until we moved here to this house where I was ever able to set up a permanent garden, actually be able to learn something. I tried in pots a few different times at some different places, but Yeah.
Wait,
Nowhere
wait,
else.
wait. I missed that. You said you tried some pot?
I tried that too.
Oh, I was rubbing my eyes. I wasn't paying attention. So sorry.
I tried growing in pots.
In pot. Okay. I thought you said
pot.
trying growing some pot.
In pots, and again, I didn't know anything about plants and I didn't. You have to like transplant things when you have them in pots because they'll outgrow the pot and that will kill the plant eventually if you don't do anything. Or it could get infested with ants because ants like dry, rooty places. So yeah, things that you learn.
I didn't think
Right.
you'd have an ant problem up in Canada, or well, maybe
You don't.
not in Canada. It was down in
It
Oregon,
was
right?
down. Yeah, well, in California.
California.
Yeah.
That's funny because Oregon doesn't
No,
have any ants.
No, that was in Oregon. That was in Oregon.
Yeah.
You know, they were little tiny sugar ants.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We have an ant problem.
We have fire
Yeah,
ants.
and they
We've got
we
an
had
ant problem too.
we had a Christmas cactus, and
Ooh.
it was beautiful and it flowered all the time, but it was so root bound it was nothing, and we couldn't figure out where the heck the ants were coming from, and that's where they were coming from.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Crazy! Ah!
Ants are annoying.
They just get rid of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we took the plant out and the ants were gone with it.
Yeah.
So we figured it out, but for the longest time we couldn't. We were like, they got to be coming in here somewhere. Always seeing.
Lorrie, is there one single plant or one single, maybe even a flower? It doesn't have to be something you eat, but is there one single plant that you guys grow up there in Canada that's always giving you, 100% no problems? Or I mean, like, I know it's not squash, but is that up there you can grow lettuce really well? Or is there anything up there that you guys?
I don't have any luck with lettuce at all outside. I don't like gardening when it's cold, so I don't do much of a winter garden. And here, when you plant it in the spring, it goes from being cool enough for lettuce and those kinds of crops to being too warm for them very quickly. And so they just get so that they're almost ready and they flower. And like I put a cabbage out. I had an update on it, but it's now flowered, and I never did eat any of it, and now it's flowered.
Aw.
Like in a matter of days, it just goes boom from being not ready to boom flowering. So
Well, what about something like rhubarb?
I had rhubarb. I don't anymore. My asparagus grows really good. And my grapes actually up here are growing fabulously. My perennials do really, really good. The ones that are growing, my berries come back every year. My blueberries aren't big enough yet to produce, but they're still chugging along, getting a little bit bigger every year. And strawberries. Strawberries grow like crazy around here.
Woohoo.
Oh.
Yummy.
Yeah, Miss Ann loves strawberries.
I
Yeah.
do. Until I overcooked them and spilled them all over my
Oh.
kitchen
Oh, no.
with sugary syrup that looks like a murder scene in my house. So
Oh, no.
That's
still
awful.
finding little sticky spots.
Hi, Dana. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to
Dana?
try to refresh the page. I just want to see what happens.
Uh-oh.
Okay, then. Well, we can,
Hi.
Hi.
there they are.
I don't know if that worked or not.
It
but-
does.
Yes,
It's
moving.
good.
Oh, hey.
You have a better connection.
Yeah, you're moving now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. I love moving.
Well, sort of, kind of
Oh, there
moving.
it
It
died.
stopped again, but
We're gone again.
You're very happy faces, so that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, that's better. The last one
Well, if
wasn't
you-
The
good.
last
if
one
you
wasn't
look
good.
next to your mic, you have an X for your
Closing it.
connection.
That's
At
weird.
least
It's
you're happy
not
now.
doing that on my end.
Oh goodness, computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great.
Your
when they work.
face.
What's funny,
Oh
it's
my
only
God.
happening to the host. It's not happening to any of the guests.
I've
Yeah.
closed all my other applications. There's nothing else open. I don't understand why that's a thing.
Well, at
That's
least
all right.
you got happy faces.
Yeah,
That's
that's
I
all
got
right.
that going. Mine looks fine.
Trey looks like she's trying to be a vampire and about ready to bite.
It's okay.
Come back to
We refresh. That's about the best we
There,
can do.
there you go, Trey. You're ready. Go ahead. Go, Trey.
Yeah,
Go for it, Trey. Go for it.
that's awesome.
Hello. Oops. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just gonna in case it updates. I don't want. Okay. Maritza. Hello. Another question for Lori. What made you want to start gardening?
I don't know. I wanted to learn something new.
That's super
So-
cool. That's like a very fun hobby.
And I started, my very first things that I actually ever grew successfully were herbs. And I lived in an apartment. I had a couple of windows that had some nice light. And that was really the only place I could grow. So I grew herbs. And that worked. And so I was able to have fresh herbs for everything and keep them in pots, and they stay reasonably sized.
Awesome.
And yeah. And then I just thought it would be fun. And so I planted stuff in buckets and did a bunch of that. And then the deer came along and ate everything. And I was heartbroken.
Oh, boo.
Right?
That's awesome.
And then that's when Dave made my first enclosed garden bed
Yay, go Dave.
to keep the deer out. And then I think the next year we fenced the yard. And that also keeps the deer out.
Okay.
Then
That's
I was
cool.
able to actually grow things. And once I learned that you have to feed them, they actually started growing and producing food, and it just tastes so much better
Right.
Yeah.
than anything that you can buy. So I just grow, I basically grow a salad and herb garden. I grow things like green peppers and tomatoes and onions and some flowers that you can eat. And I try to grow lettuce every year, but I don't have much luck. I'm having better luck with my lettuce now that I'm doing it inside with my hydroponic setup than I ever had outside. So I might just keep doing that inside.
That's
Right.
fabulous.
Seems
Yeah,
like a
and
good thing to do.
I grow garlic like crazy. I don't know why. I could never use all the garlic that I have, and yet I have 2 bedfuls of it outside again. I don't know.
Oh
Like,
gosh,
well,
we go through garlic. We
Once I
go through.
learned you could grow your own garlic and make your own garlic powder, and oh my gosh, it tastes so much better
It
than
does.
anything you can buy in the store. It's, yeah, I just got hooked. on
Right.
that. So, yeah.
It
That's
is. It is.
And it's a fun hobby. And one thing that I like about it, I'm the kind of person that once I learn how to do something and I know how to do it really well, I get bored with it and I don't want to do it anymore. So
Right.
with gardening, there's always something different and something new and something that can go wrong and something to learn about it. So I'm not bored with it.
Awesome.
That's great.
And it's
That's a
been
really
like
good motivation for it.
5 or 6 years that I've been gardening steadily.
Nice.
Garlic powder. You make garlic powder by drying the garlic. You pound it all up, and you can either dehydrate it, or this year I did it in the freeze dryer, and I freeze dried my chopped up garlic. You don't even have to peel it. Really,
Right.
you cut the root thing off the bottom and toss it in. I tossed it into my food processor, processed it up, put it into my freeze dryer and dried it, and then I put it into my coffee grinder and ground it into a powder.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And you can do it, the first time I did it, I just did it in my dehydrator because I didn't have the freeze dryer.
Mm-hmm.
So I did basically the same thing, chopped it up real small into little small pieces, dehydrated it. Sometimes you might want to throw it into a bigger food processor to break it down and then into the spice grinder or I do sell my garlic. I actually sell it at the market.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so much better. So
It
much
is. I
better.
do that with our onions as well. With
Right,
onions.
or you could dry it on a look. Yeah, with onions too. I find with onions though, they tend to clump.
Hmm.
They seem to have more moisture even when they're dried. My onion
I don't
powder
know.
always gets a little clumpy.
We haven't had
Maybe I
that
don't use it
issue, but
often enough.
we use it really fast. So
Mm.
that might be why.
Yeah, I
So-
don't use mine very fast. It'll sit there because I'm usually doing fresh onions. We get so many of them here.
That's fantastic. That
You
is
get 900 pounds worth?
No. And I'm not selling the onions either.
Oh,
But yeah, I actually had so much garlic powder from last year that I did package some up and I'm selling it at the market.
Are you selling it like in a package, or do you sell it in a shaker? How do you sell it?
It's in a little Mylar package.
Oh, Mylar. Okay,
oh, that's a good idea.
right.
Yeah.
Freeze dried. Yeah. Shaker not included.
Shaker not included. Yeah, supply your own shaker.
Hey, Brampton Gardener.
So what's one thing that you have grown in the past that you will never grow again?
Children.
Squash.
Children.
Dave. What is my website? LorriesWorld.com.
It's a very, very cool website. I love
It is super
I love
cool.
scrolling that.
I haven't done much with it lately, so. I think I
It
put
is
some
very cool.
t-shirts on it though. Some of the
You
t-shirts
did,
that I made.
yeah.
Did I? Okay.
That's cool. You make your own T-shirts?
I do. I
They
do.
look
I got
so
a
cool.
cricket last year, and so that has also become a hobby. And I
Right.
make
Good hobby,
It
cards.
is a very good
I
hobby.
make greeting cards and t-shirt designs and t-shirts and custom
Wow,
t-shirts for people.
that's
One of
awesome.
the kind that you'll
I
never
see
see
the
anywhere
wheels
else.
turning, Miss Ann.
Yeah, I do because I had a couple people at the farmers market say, "Where could I buy one of your shirts?" And so
Huh?
I shared with them and on Bonfire, but they said you should have some out here. I would buy one.
Oh,
Yeah, physical merch when you go to markets is usually very, very helpful.
yeah.
But that's hard because you don't know what size, and then you got
Right, just like two of each, like because
Ugh.
I don't
Yeah.
anticipate like huge amounts of sales, but like sometimes there's that one person who just really likes you.
Well, the thing is, through Bonfire or any of those services, they're so expensive, and
Right,
are.
really.
even for our own
It can
selves,
be
we
really
Right.
expensive.
and so $30 for a t-shirt might be a little expensive for the
Yes.
farmers market.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and I don't charge that at the farmer's market either. So
So I thought if I could get somebody local that could
Yeah.
maybe do some, then I could have just a few large.
You could look for some like
yeah,
or family-owned like print shops. Sometimes they
Yeah.
do merch stuff.
See what we could find.
Our camera.
well, depending on your design, because most of mine are vinyl, or I also will use the reversible iron-ons that you can print from on a printer.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what this one is. I can
It
feel
looks
it.
like it's either vinyl or
yeah, iron
it
on.
might be. There's a process that they also do that.
Yeah,
direct fabric.
There's direct to fabric and there's direct to garment. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I think those are direct to garment, Miss.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you got direct to garment.
Yeah, I think so.
Direct to fabric was the one that feels like you can peel it off. after a
Oh
while.
yeah, yeah. No, these do not, and yeah,
Yeah.
and the ones that are coming from Bonfire do not feel like you could peel them off.
Right.
So,
Resourceful
Okay.
Living Homestead says to check
Right.
Facebook Marketplace for people that can make T-shirts. Mike's
Oh, there you
Chaotic
go.
Gardening, local sports team or school print shops maybe, or just sell the iron-ons and people can put it on their own shirts.
Yeah, that's what I have. I actually have books full of designs that I've
I
done
think you showed us that one time. That's
that
so
are
cool.
that are iron-ons, and then I have blank T-shirts available in a variety of sizes, and so if people can come in and have them. I'll press them right at the market.
How
Cool.
fun!
And then it's like an experience.
Yeah.
It's
Super
an
cool.
individualized T-shirt.
Yeah,
That's
and then I
awesome.
also, people will ask me if I'll do custom designs for them and stuff. I did one
Yes.
for somebody whose kid plays the trumpet. You know, one with a
Cool.
trumpet on it and his name and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That
So
is awesome.
I'm curious, Lori, what do you mainly sell at your market?
Candy.
Oh,
Nice.
Freeze-dried candy.
okay.
Those are the ones
Yeah,
that get
those are-
Trie.
It's a
Those
big
are
Yeah,
here.
I
seller.
always kind of drift towards those when we're at the farmer's
Yeah,
market.
it's a consistent seller.
Okay.
Nice.
Like I
Those are
probably
really
sell
good,
candy
though.
almost every week. At least some type of candy. And even if I don't get people who come in off the street to buy candy, the other vendors all love the candy too.
Yeah.
I'm sure to give out some free samples when I first started bringing it in. Yeah, mostly Skittles. I
Okay.
also
Those are my
do gummies.
favorite.
Yes.
Blue whales are popular.
Ooh, what are blue whales?
Hmm.
It's a gummy, but it's a sour gummy.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, so they're good. Caramel is really good.
Oh yeah, I bet that's really good. That's awesome.
Yeah. And
So-
the t-shirts, people like t-shirts.
Just sell the iron-ons, yeah, and people could put
Very
them on
cool.
shirts. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
I'll
Yeah.
let people bring their own shirts, and I'll put the iron on for them. If they want to.
Okay. Well, once you get your word
If they don't feel comfortable doing it themselves,
right,
which some people don't. I've said, well, you
Okay.
can bring your t-shirt here, and I'll just charge you for the iron on.
well, that's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm
So I
flexible that way.
Yeah.
So candy is your biggest seller. What do you sell?
Probably, yeah.
What do you sell that you would maybe utilize from your garden?
Oh, I sell a lot of herbs. I actually bottle or put my herbs in Mylar, and so I sell a bunch of herbs, dried herbs, and I make tea blends
Oh, cool.
with the herbs and flowers and stuff that I grow. So I sell those as well, and I have different ones that are like I have a healthy tea blend that's just full of things that are really healthy for you, like ginger and turmeric and beetroot and I don't know, just all the stuff. Maybe a little bit of fruit in it, some freeze dried fruit.
Very cool.
Grape leaves. I use a grape leaf base for a lot of my teas
Very
because I
good.
grow grapes, and so I have grape leaves. And
Yeah, that's awesome for you.
yeah, and they taste. I mean, they have a really nice, light, mild, fruity flavor to just the grape leaves themselves. So
Yeah.
it makes a really nice base for. You can't really call it a tea because there's no actual tea in it.
Yeah.
It's an infusion.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you put a bunch of stuff that's really healthy for you and suck it back in a cup of hot beverage. And
Did
Yeah.
you have
Cool.
did you have to go through I'm sorry, girls. I'm just so curious about this.
No worries. No worries.
He's the market expert and I'm learning. Where we are, I can't sell anything that is consumable.
no,
It has to all be topical.
okay,
And unless I want to have a USDA person come to my home and inspect and go through a process of classes and various things like that. So there are some people that sell consumables, but they have, their own
Right. Commercial
testing.
kitchens
Commercial
and
kitchen.
stuff like that.
There's
Right.
one girl there that had to build a separate building
Right. Okay.
to be able to have anything that's consumable, and all she
Yeah.
sells is elderberry juice. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I was just curious because there's
Yeah.
a lot of markets that don't require that. This
Right.
this
Well,
particular one does.
yeah. Here, it goes by the BC guidelines, whatever. But there are different regulations for markets. If you just I couldn't take my product to a store and have them sell it at a store
Right.
because the facility where I process it has not been inspected by the BC Health Department or
Right.
whatever it is, right? But at a market, I can sell things as long as I have gone through the training of there's a food handler training that you go through that teaches you all the different things about food safety and how to take care of food as it comes in and how to take care of it as you're preparing it, how to store it and
Right.
which order to store things and which things to store together and what things to not store together and all that stuff. But so I went through that class and took that class. So I have a food handler's card.
Okay. Cool.
And then my labeling all has to say that my product is made in a facility that is not inspected by the BC Health Authority or
Right.
whatever they're called.
I mean, they're buying herbal teas. Come on, that
Right.
you get from your yard. They know that already. So
Right, exactly. And so I grow. I don't know if they could be mailed in Canada. I could mail them in Canada. Yes, I don't know that I could mail them to the U.S.
probably not these days.
Without getting into trouble.
Yeah.
So
the cottage.
going back to your grape leaf tea, the grape leaves that you pull from your garden, do you dehydrate or do you freeze dry those leaves and then make them into tea?
I actually usually just I bring them in and I hand wash them so that everything's all nice and clean, and then I tie them in bundles and I hang them to dry until they're dry and crumbly, and then I just untie them and crumple them into something. I have a spot where I just let them hang.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're not doing it. You're not doing it in a rush. You just whenever it's done, it's done.
Right.
That's right.
Right, and I'll just do a batch when because I need my grapes grow so like crazy. Just I have 2 grapes and I end up with pounds of grape leaves if I take them all off. I don't know that I will this year because we're moving.
Right.
And I can't take anything with me.
You can't take anything with you?
She's got she might bring it over the border.
I can't bring any seeds.
No.
I can't bring any plants.
No.
I know.
You can't sneak them bad boys in a suitcase somewhere, girl. I don't know.
Well,
So is it safe to say that then there will be no seeds surviving in your
No.
location?
No, she can't take any of it.
No
with her.
survival seeds for you then.
Oh goodness.
I have
Well,
to start all over.
Oh,
And-
man, that's
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
the
worried.
only ones you say.
I-
It'll have to be.
Oh,
Brampton says just ship them down first.
Right?
Buy a balloon from China and float them.
Well, that's right. You won't be able to get across the country and all the borders with that.
Way.
That's
That
right.
might be the easiest way. Yeah, I might try to pack a few in there and just like pretend I didn't know they were there.
Yeah.
Clever.
We are going to be having somebody come in and do the move for us. So that
Oh, well,
we can
then
get
blame
along,
it on the movers, of course.
right?
Because they will move your trash. I mean, if you don't, you don't have
Right.
your trash can empty. At least military movers would pack
Yeah.
up your dirty kitchen trash and stick it in the truck.
Everything.
So,
Everything. They'll pack
Yeah.
everything. So, but yeah, I don't get to bring anything with me. So I'll be looking for seeds.
oh
next
my
year.
goodness. Well, between all of us and all of our loved ones out here in the chat, we can set you up, baby. We can set you up.
Yeah,
We'll need
girl. Got
some
you.
seeds for sure. Well, I won't even know what the sun patterns are in my yard when we get there. We'll be moving in June. So I have the entire year next year to kind of look and see where I
Yeah.
can even grow
Lori,
anything.
Lori,
You moving this June or next June?
Next June.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I was
I was
worried.
thinking, oh my gosh.
2026.
Lori, it's real simple. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Same in
Yeah.
Oregon as it does in Canada.
Yeah, but you know what? We have a bunch of trees that are blocking our property there. And
Yeah.
so I don't know, like the backyard is, yeah, it's quite, yeah. But I also, but Mom says she thinks the HOA has rules against taking trees down.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. You're moving to the wrong location.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't really have an HOA anymore in that location. So it might be okay. And I should be able to at least trim some back so I can get some sun in the yard.
Oh yeah, to be
You
sure.
know, thin them out a little bit, maybe top them off, but still leave the tree there.
You have a bunch of big logs out around in your yard.
But Roy, I'm gonna need some wood to make some planters, you know.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe you can put some faces on them and have your yard decorated with different faces. You know how they have those decorations
there
that
you
go
go.
on the trees. That was
yeah,
funny.
that was interesting to learn about what I could take and what I couldn't take across the border.
Man, wow.
I'm telling you. So Brampton wants to know where in Oregon she grew up in Oregon. Just
Uh,
a region. You don't have to say the town if you don't want to.
The coast, the central
Yeah.
coast.
Oh, okay. Central Coast. That's cool. That's cool.
Not far from where I grew up in Roseburg, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't mind saying we'll be by Newport is the closest city.
Cool.
Yeah. I
We're
don't
not in
know.
the city, but that's the
I have
closest
no
city.
clue where that is.
Wait. Hold up. Garden and Grub lives in Brampton, and so does Brampton Gardner.
Ah,
Hello.
Okay.
Cool.
Rochelle, say hello to Garden and Grub.
there you go.
That's right.
They're both from Brampton. Wow.
Oh, and Brampton has a friend in Lincoln City. That's cool. You might actually be able to meet
Oh,
each other.
Lincoln
That would
City.
be
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be just north.
So you're going to have, well, you have this summer though, this summer and this fall.
Yes, I have this summer and this fall, and then I probably won't. Well, I might start a few things for whoever buys the house.
Uh-huh.
So I'll probably still start plants next year. A few. I probably won't be able to help myself, but
Well, here's a little tip. If you don't get your asking price, you know, they lowball you, then I would start some things. I would start poison ivy, poison oak. I would start.
No, Jesse.
yeah, I'll plant dandelion seeds everywhere.
Dandelions, yeah.
Hey, dandelion's pretty
yeah,
good.
dandelions are
Yeah.
good.
Dandelions are really good. I actually have growth of them out in the yard.
Well, Lori,
Yeah.
will you do a favor and do me a video on gathering your grapeseed leaves? I have a muscadine grapevine that has finally, this is the second or third year, finally really taken off, and it's full
Okay.
and it's growing over a trellis. And I'm
Nice.
very interested in learning how to utilize those leaves because it's not mature enough that I have very many grapes yet. But to be able to utilize those leaves would be an amazing thing. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
grape
And
leaves
you
would be
Yep.
awesome.
Well-
Oh, yeah.
know.
I'm beer back.
We had a muscadine too, but I don't think it's.
No, it is.
Well, it's like our third year now, right?
No, it's second.
Second
I
year?
just planted it last year.
Okay, second year you shouldn't let it fruit.
For a while.
If it does start to fruit, you should pluck anything off and let it develop its roots for at least
Yep.
2 years.
Oh, for at least 2 years, pull the fruit?
Yeah.
Okay, or flowers?
And then the third year, let it fruit.
Oh, see, I
Okay.
didn't know that. And when I bought it, it was in a pot,
Mhm.
with a little bitty trellis, and
Yeah.
it already had grapes on it.
Oh,
So
dear.
I thought mine was special.
Yeah.
And
Well,
now,
they should have known better than to let it grape.
yes, they should have.
Well, if you need help with muscadine, there's a guy in Georgia. He has a YouTube channel, Kinfolk.
Oh, I've heard of Kinfolk Farm, right?
Yeah,
I think I've met them.
possible.
I've met a few
Last-
people.
Well, last Easter their house burned down.
Oh.
Oh, yes, I have met. Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes through the stages of, starting it and everything, and how you're supposed to trim the suckers and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
Or muscadine self-fruitful. Now they tell me that it's self-fertilizing, so or self-pollinating. But they also had grapes on it when I bought it, so now I don't trust them. I don't know. It's
Hey,
the only
Foothills
vine I
of
have.
Appalachia.
Yes,
I don't know if they're different from other types of grapes, but mine are pretty much self-pollinating.
Okay.
I mean, they've already got fruit on them, and they've just started growing.
Okay. Well, it's lovely. It's just lovely to see the vines
Yeah.
growing with the trellis.
It
But
is.
I want to be able to utilize everything. We want to use every single tiny little anything.
Right, absolutely. That's what made me draw. Well, it was actually Grape Jams who gave me the inspiration to dry grape leaves and try them out for teas, because I
Yeah.
believe she uses them for teas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yes.
using it
Yeah.
Wrong.
a couple of seasons ago. They were giving away grape leaf tea.
Was how- yeah, yeah. And
Unfortunately,
I
it
was
was a
like,
lot
well,
of
I got
work
my
and
own
don't like
grape
shipping.
leaves. I'll make my own grape leaf tea.
They're real good for canning. You stick them in with your pickles, and it makes
Yeah.
your pickles crispy.
Really?
Oh.
Mhm. Yeah. Now I did hear that.
I've heard that too. I don't can pickles, so I don't know. But
I'd like to say hello and welcome to Foothills of Appalachia coming in.
Hello.
Thank you, Dean.
Appalachia.
PSV Odyssey is driving, hands on the wheel and eyes on the road.
hello. Grape leaves in pickle jars. Yeah. Apparently, you can use them in other types of cooking as well. Although I never have.
Well, would be like grapeseed oil, right? That you use for a variety of things.
Yeah.
I just have to haven't dove in that yet.
Well, some of the grape leaves that I get, like they're giant size grape leaves,
Oh,
right?
yeah, there could be some huge ones.
They can get pretty big.
You can use them in fermented.
That's
beer.
why Adam and Eve used them.
That's right.
Well, mine are
Lots of coverage.
not very big. I would need
Well,
a
you know, the little tender ones, you can actually like just eat those. Throw them in a salad or whatever. The little ones at the end of the tendrils, they actually taste quite good.
okay.
I tried them, so
Yeah.
Now, what about
the
when they
stems
flower?
aren't very good, but
Now, when they flower, what can you do anything with the flowers?
they don't flower.
They don't flower.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they don't get any flowers. They get fruit.
Yeah, I haven't seen any flowers. I mean, just little like pods kind of thing.
Yeah, you'll see. It'll be like a little baby miniature. I'll do a video because mine have got the little pods on them, but it'll be just like a little miniature grape bunch.
Yeah,
Like
like
in one.
they look like little peas.
Yeah.
Like little
Yep.
pieces, like little chili balls.
Like peas
Now,
and
I'm
carrots.
doing an update video this week, so I will make sure that I include the grapes in that.
Great.
And show you what the little baby, and they they're right there. As soon as they start growing, within a week or so, they have little baby grapes on them. That
Great
Yeah.
leaves.
pretty
Instead of-
awesome. It's pretty neat to watch. I was expecting them to flower too, and so when I saw those little bunches, I assumed those were going to flower, but they didn't. They just turned into fruit.
Right. So Rochelle says dolmas are one of her daughter's favorite foods. I don't know what a dolma is. Somebody might have to enlighten me.
I I don't know.
Yeah, I
what that
don't
is
either.
All right, somebody
What's a
with a separate
dolma?
screen is going to have
Oh,
to.
it could be an Asian food.
Or
Ah,
Italian,
stuffed
'cause
grape
it's
leaves with
different.
rice and spices.
It's
Oh,
a
that
what?
sounds good.
It's
Stuffed
what?
grape leaves with rice and spices.
Oh,
Oh.
I've had these. They are really good. I have had this. It's really good. I just didn't
Okay.
remember what it was called.
Yeah, it does sound really good.
Brampton taught us something.
No, those are extremely good.
Might have to
So-
cook with some grape leaves this year.
So Rochelle, why didn't you just put on there stuffed grape leaves instead of coming out with dolmas and confusing us all? Okay, we're just a bunch of rednecks or brown necks, some of us. Out in the country, we don't know what dolmas is.
She just
You know,
wants to show us
she's
how
a big
smart
town
she
city
is.
girl up there in what is it, Toronto,
Brampton.
Brampton?
Hmm.
Yeah, leaves and fruit. Dolmas.
That's
Oh.
really cool.
Mediterranean food.
Because it's an Italian dish and I'm crazy, Dark says. Okay, Xander. It's good to learn. That's why we're
Yeah.
all here.
If you haven't already, we highly recommend you go to Lorrie's World and subscribe to her. She always has the funniest videos, and it's so cool to watch her learn new things. Thank you again for talking about how you got started and how you sell things and what your plans are. That was so cool. Sorry about the technical difficulties. But before we get off, we do have a weekly giveaway to do.
Absolutely.
Yay! Well, Lorrie, it was very interesting speaking with you. Thank you for sharing
It
your knowledge.
was. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Anytime.
This is so fun.
You forgot.
Now,
that
Lori, do you still have that
question
special going on? The first 500 people that sign up or subscribe to get a brand new car? What is that still going on right now?
The first 500, yeah, they all got their cars.
Reason because I got mine. I just want to make sure everybody else got theirs.
That special has passed.
I sure hope they did.
Yes, let me share my screen. So,
Canned grape leaves, huh? I'm really curious about those grape leaves now. I want to be able to utilize them.
right?
Wonder what I can utilize them in as far as skincare. I bet they're really good in some
Oh.
skincare stuff.
That's a good idea.
Yep, dry them and put them in some oil.
Mm-hmm.
All
Are
right.
you gonna? There you go. I was gonna say you can be able to share it today.
Yeah, I got it. I was trying to wait until the conversation ended.
Oh,
Well, you know,
so
we
here
don't.
we go. We got
No,
this
it's
week's. We have this week's entries. The ones in the blue. Those are all the videos that were submitted. Not all videos. These are just the 3-minute or longer videos. The shorts are on the shorts wheel, which will be. In fact, that's next week.
No.
Is it next
Oh.
week?
Good grace.
Where are
No.
we? Okay, no, not next week. The week after, in 2 weeks, we got the big
2
one.
weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and the wheel on the right happens to be the all the gifts, all the prizes. So let's see.
What the prize will be, right?
Yeah, let's see what the prize is gonna be. Come on. There we go. My mouse was sticking. Come on. There we
Hey,
go.
Penny.
Brand new tube of bacon flavored toothpaste.
Oh, a tuba?
A tuba, yeah.
A tuba.
328 feet of twist ties, garden ring plant ties. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
let's see what that is.
No, I use.
There you go,
Oh.
twist tie.
Nice.
That stuff is nice.
Gardeners,
I have two
gardeners
of those,
appreciate that.
And it has a little cutter on it too.
Yep,
It's nice.
very nice. All right, let's see who's gonna get that right now on the left on here. That's it. And I already shuffled it, folks. In fact,
Oh,
I'll shuffle
good,
it a couple
Jack.
times more. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see who's gonna be lucky.
What do we have? What do we have?
Well, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who wants it? Who needs it? Who's gonna get it? Oh, looks like it might be a bunch of bull.
Congratulations, Bull's Garden.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay,
He
Penny,
did-
I
He
understand.
did put out the video. There it is right there. See?
Congrats.
Oh, this is bull.
Yeah, it's bull. It's bull. Yeah, it's bull.
That's
He's
awesome.
so awesome.
Congratulations, Bull. We have that twine and the garden he's got going on right now. He needs all they can get. I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Now, Grace
His garden
NYC
is
said she
awesome.
did a couple of videos. I think hers
Yes,
was
they're
on
in there.
last week's. Oh. But anyway, this is fun. This is fun. Congratulations, Bull.
Congratulations.
If we have missed anyone or anyone's videos, please let us know. You
Yes.
can email survival seeds.
Love@gmail.
And make sure you have hashtag Survival Seas 2025 somewhere in your description or in your title. It definitely
Yes.
helps out.
Yes.
It helps.
Or
And then
both.
also survivalseedscollab.com. If you'll fill out the form, that helps make sure we get your videos
Yep.
on the wheels.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So until next week, next week's what, the 18th?
Yep.
Yes.
18th? Yep.
But thank you guys all so much for being here. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you guys are having a great Mother's Day. To all the mothers.
The puppies, but our camera's dead.
Our camera's dead, or we would have showed you puppies next week.
Sorry.
But thank you guys all so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you for spending your time with us, and thank you for helping us learn from each other. This community is amazing, and we're so grateful that everybody gets to share their tips and how their garden is going. But have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Grow, grow, grow.
Yep.
Yay.
Those look so
There you
good.
go.
Looks so good, Lisa.
Good